The purpose of this video is to help you sort out how to do a proper APA formatting. This part deals with the first page, the title page, and the first page of the essay. In later ones, I will deal with in-text citations and reference pages. Let's start with the title page. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with the header. In APA, there is a header on every page, and every page, including the title page, is numbered. So we're going to go to the top of the page, put your cursor near the top of the page, and double click. What that should do is put you into a situation where you can have a header, and you'll notice that it's got all of these different things that have come up. We want to tell it that we want a different first page. It's not going to be by much, but it will be different. Now what we want to do is insert a page number at the top of the page, and you'll see you've got all of these drop downs. In our case, we want it we want the page number to be on the right hand margin. So that's plain number 3. Now we've got our cursor immediately to the left of the page number, and that's perfect. Now what you want to do is write the words running head with a capital R and a capital H. Then a colon and 2 spaces. Now set your caps lock, and now you're going to write the title of your essay. I'm just going to write the words title of the essay, but of course you would write your actual title. Now take your caps lock off and hit the tab space until the words running head are over at your left margin. Now I'm going to save you a wee bit of time, and I'm going to have you highlight the title of the essay, not the words running head, just the title. So do a Control-C, which is copy, and then click into the main body of the essay. Okay. Now you're going to hit the Enter key 3, maybe 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, now you're going to write the title of the essay, but don't use the paste because this is not supposed to be in all caps. Sorry. You just do it in title caps. Okay? Then hit the return. And now you're going to enter your name first and last. And then in brackets, your student number. When you get to university, this is going to be a really important piece because you're going to be in classes with up to 400 other students. The professor is not going to know your name. They will know your student number though. Okay, now hit the return again, or the Enter key, and now you're going to enter the name of your school. So in our case, it's usually going to be Vincent Massey Collegiate. However, once you get to the university, it'll be the name of the university. Now hit the Enter key 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And now you're going to put down the course name. And the number. And if there is a section number, include that. Okay, so in our case, it might be Canadian History 30F. It might be Geography 20F. It could be any number of things, but you need to put your proper course name and number along with the section number and hit the Enter key. Now you're going to put your teacher's name in there. And for goodness sakes, spell it correctly, okay? Especially once you get to university. Now, little thing to know here is that when you are at university, you're going to be taught by a lot of people who have their PhDs. And so you've got to make sure that you're using the proper title. So if it is Dr. so-and-so, you make sure you've got the DR at the beginning there. All right. Now you're going to hit the Enter key again. Now, at this point, this is technically all that's needed. However, there are 2 more things that a lot of people, like myself, like to have on there. And so the first one is the due date. And I would make sure that that got filled in right away. So whatever date that it's due, make sure that you've got that in there. And the last one is the piece that you cannot fill in until you are completely finished, and that is a word count. Okay. Now, to do a word count, you do not select your entire paper, because the word count should not include your title page, should not include your references, and should not include your appendices. It should be just the essay itself. Okay, so now we've got that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select everything. So a Control A will select everything. And you see how the default is at the 11 font? The standard for essay writing, however, is 12 font. So we're going to just change everything to 12 font. While we're at it, we are going to center this, and we are going to bold the title. Now, bolding is the only thing you can do. Please do not make this a larger font. Don't underline it. Don't put a picture in. Your words should speak for themselves. So at this point, you're good. All right. Okay, so hit your Enter key again. Put the cursor back over on the left margin, and now we are going to insert a page break. Hang on. Okay, so now we're on the second page. Damn it. Sorry, I had to adjust the margins because the way this is set up, it eliminated half of my second page. Okay, so now we're on the second page, and again, we're going to have to put the header in. This is the last time you're going to have to deal with headers. So what I want you to do is, again, double click, and we are now going to insert the page number at the top of the page, and it should come out as the number 2. Okay, now you remember how I had you copy and paste the title? That's all you've got to do. So it's exactly like the title page, but in this case, we don't have the words running head. So now we are going to hit the Tab key until the title of the essay has moved over to the left margin. And that's it. You are done with headers now. Okay, from this point on, all your headers will be done automatically. So now click down in here. And there's one last thing that you need to do before you can start writing. And I know it's weird because here you've got the title of the essay right here, but you have to write the title of the essay one more time. Hit the Return key, and now you are going to bold this and center it. Okay, so from this point on, you're now able to start typing. However, there's a couple of things that I'm going to show you how to do right at the beginning that will set you up so that you don't have to stress about this later. The first one is that we are going to, from this point on, we are going to double space everything. The standard for essays is that it is double spaced. So you're going to go into the line spacing, click on it, come down to the number 2, and now all your writing will be double spaced. Now, have you ever noticed, though, that when you double space and you move from one paragraph to another, it leaves these incredibly large gaps, and it looks messy, it looks unprofessional, and it looks kind of like what you're trying to do is take up space. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to tell the essay that what we want to do is to indent the first line. So we're going to, you see how we've got the paragraph box right here, and in the corner you've got this little arrow and it provides you with a drop down. Click it. Okay, under indents and spacing you have this thing that says special. Right now it says none. That's not what we want. Click it. Tell it that you want the first line indented. Click that. Hit OK. And now every time you hit the Enter key, you're going to be able to start with one tab space in. That way, when you go from one paragraph to another, you do not need to hit the Enter key twice. Just hit the Enter key one time. It'll automatically do this for you. Okay, so that sets us up very, very nicely for writing your essay. From this point on, depending on the style of the essay that you are writing, you're going to need different helps, different outlines. But for our purposes right now, you have learned how to put a proper running head on your title page, the information that is needed in a proper APA title page, how to do the header of all the subsequent pages, and how to place the title of the essay in the proper spot at the beginning of the essay. Finally, you've also learned how to double space and how to make a first line indent so that your paragraphs will all start one tab space in. And that's it. I know it seems like an awful lot. I know it gets a little bit finicky, but that's the way that's the way APA works. So good luck with it. And if you have any questions, send me an email.